Hi, and welcome to the Perfect Launch System video book. I'm so excited you're here. This is a brand new format we're calling a video book. It's different from a traditional audiobook because you can watch as I read through each chapter podcast style, recorded right here in the same studio where we produce our weekly episodes of the Harvest Growth podcast. Each chapter is its own video, and if you're watching on YouTube, you have a couple of ways to enjoy it. You can let the chapters play in order automatically. Just sit back and each new chapter will start right after the last one finishes. Or if you'd rather jump to a specific topic, just look in the video notes below. I've included a short description of each chapter to help you pick the ones that are most relevant to you right now. Now, why did I create this video book? My goal is simple. I want to share the proven strategies that we've developed over the past 20 years, starting from my time working with major brands like Kraft Foods and OxyClean, all the way through launching hundreds of products with my agency, Harvest Growth. Whether you're launching a brand new product or growing an existing business, I want you to have the tools you need to do it successfully, on your own if you choose. And if at any point you'd like our team's help to launch or grow faster, just visit harvestgrowth.com to learn more and reach out. If you would like a free electronic version of the book to follow along with, or to help so you don't have to take notes in some of the more detailed sections, go to perfectlaunch.com. In the electronic version, you'll also find over 100 pages of frequently asked questions that aren't in the video book. Use it just like the perfect reference book to help you avoid costly mistakes in your marketing. All right, let's dive in and get started with the introduction to the Perfect Launch System. Like many of you, I had dreams of making it big with a home run product launch. My first product, however, never really got off the ground. And at the time, I wasn't sure why. Since that day, I've successfully launched over 300 products for multiple clients of our product launch marketing agency I founded in 2006, Harvest Growth. Most experts agree that somewhere between 3% and 10% of new products are successful. That means that over 90% of products fail. Over the course of this book, I'll be sharing the process I have developed that has increased the success rate of our clients' products by over 500%. But first, let me tell you the story of how this perfect launch process came to be. I'm an avid, though very slow, road cyclist. At one time in my younger life, I occasionally commuted to the office by bike, and I struggled to find a bag that could comfortably carry my computer, a change of clothes, and a few files. Yes, this was back in the day. We still worked with real paper from time to time. Over-the-shoulder bags were common among bike commuters because they made it easy to flip around to the front and grab something from the bag at a stoplight. And I suspect that many bikers, like myself, had seen Kevin Bacon as a New York City bike messenger in the 1986 film Quicksilver, and wanted to be just like him. Am I dating myself too much? Well, if you don't understand the film reference, or if you don't even know who Kevin Bacon is, just realize that bike messengers were viewed as the coolest people on the planet if you were a young teenager in the 1980s, and were at least slightly interested in cycling. Kevin, like nearly all bike messengers, wore an over-the-shoulder messenger bag, so that's what I tried first. My issue with over-the-shoulder messenger bags is that they don't sit straight on your back. Every time I turn around to see if there's a car approaching, I feel like the weight of the bag is going to drag me to the side of the road. Though I respected the cool factor of the messenger bag, I didn't feel it was the best option for carrying 10 pounds of gear to the office. My next trial was a backpack, or should I say 20 backpacks. I went through so many bags trying to find the right one that I had to build a closet in our home to hold them all. Needless to say, my wife wasn't thrilled at this form of market research. With most of the backpacks, I liked how they fit on my back, and when I turned my head to the side, I didn't feel like I was being dragged the other way by the weight of it. I didn't like that I had to remove the backpack at stoplights if I wanted to remove my Sony Walkman or my iPod or my iPhone, well, whatever the technology was back then. What if I could combine the best of both worlds, crossover straps like a messenger bag and dual straps like a backpack? I set out to design a pack with two straps that X across the front of your body. The idea was to secure the bag to your back in a way that wouldn't shift when you turned your body, but with a simple release of one of the straps, you could pull the bag around to your front to grab its contents while at a traffic stop. I went and hired a professional backpack designer to build my first $2,500 prototype, And after a few weeks, I was off and testing the product. It worked. It wasn't a bag for everyone, but I felt that other bike commuters would really like this pack style. Then it stopped. I didn't know what to do next. And that was surprising considering the career path I had followed that should have prepared me for this moment, for the product launch. But it hadn't. I knew how to grow a product's sales. I knew how to lead a multi-million-dollar launch, but I didn't know how to bootstrap a product launch. That's when I knew it was time to move my career in a new direction, learn from the best, and start on my journey to develop the perfect launch system that has now helped hundreds of entrepreneurs successfully launch their products. After a short career as a public accountant at Ernst & Young in Boston, I returned to school to earn my MBA at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. This is where my journey towards learning how to launch products began. I didn't know what to look for in a school to help me learn how to launch products. So I went to the best school that I got into. Harvard said no to me, but luckily Chicago Booth at the time, the number 2 business school in the country, said yes. While at Chicago Booth, I took all the entrepreneurial and product marketing courses that I could, and I still believe that my education there was as good as any MBA program in the country. But my teachers were not practitioners. Most had studied how to launch products, but very few had done it. Those that had launched products were primarily from large corporations with endless budgets. What I did learn during those 2 years was how to think critically and how to learn effectively, both of which were invaluable skills as the marketing landscape changes daily, and you need to be able to stay on top of new developments in order to continue to be successful. And I'll always be grateful for how well those skills were ingrained into me. My first job out of business school was as an associate brand manager at Kraft Foods in their Planters Nuts division. I worked my way up to the point where I ended up working directly with the marketing director to manage the $450 million cans and jars business. There hasn't historically been a lot of innovation in the roasted nuts business, but I was able to relaunch the Planters Almonds product line while I worked on the brand. And I saw it grow 20% year over year, which is quite a feat for a 100-year-old brand. Later, I worked with the team that launched the original Nabisco 100-calorie packs, which was the first portion control treat in the industry. It was heralded as a big success for Nabisco and its parent company, Kraft Foods. And unlike many other new products launched almost 20 years ago, it's still around and it's still growing. This was the time when I had the idea for the bike commuter bag, and it was when I realized that I had been blessed with a great level of success in my early career in marketing and launching products, but I still had no idea how to do it on my own without a major brand and deep pockets behind me. Then I got a phone call that changed my life. I had been fielding calls from recruiters ever since my first month at Kraft Foods. Other companies love to poach Kraft employees because of the training we received while working there, but I was happy. I had no intention of leaving anytime soon. In fact, the only reason I returned this one recruiter's call was he mentioned that there was an opportunity to work for Orange Glow International, the original owners of OxyClean. And because they were based in Greenwood Village, Colorado, my wife grew up not far from there, and we both planned on returning to Colorado at some point in our lives. I have to be honest, when I visited the Orange Glow website, I was not impressed. Sure, they had built an amazing business, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to work for a company that was essentially known as an infomercial company. I mean, I had an MBA. What would I tell my mother? I say that a bit tongue-in-cheek, but I have to say that selling laundry products on late-night TV wasn't my childhood dream. My view of the industry completely changed as soon as I walked through the doors of their headquarters and was interviewed by Joel Apple, one of the founders of the company. I could see in a few minutes how exciting it must have been for Joel to grow the business from their garage to a multi-million-dollar success. I had the realization that if I wanted to learn how to launch my own bag, or any product for that matter, then this would be the ideal training ground. And boy, was I right. It was a whirlwind over the next few years as we built the business to over $250 million in annual revenues, and eventually sold the business for $325 million to Church & Dwight. Orange Glow, or OxyClean, as the company was generally referred to, was an incredible success. Perhaps the single largest success in the infomercial world, because they followed a process that was repeatable, and more importantly, it was a process that inventors and entrepreneurs could follow even if they fund the business themselves, rather than taking on millions of dollars in debt or venture capital. The day Orange Glow was sold to Church & Dwight was the day that I founded Harvest Growth. Since then, we have further honed this product launch process and have tested and optimized each step in the process while successfully launching over 300 products into the marketplace. This is the process or system that is the basis for this book, The Perfect Launch System. OxyClean became a 9-figure success because of how they used infomercials to make money while they advertised their product. It was free advertising. Direct response television marketing, commonly referred to as infomercial marketing, is still alive and well. And for many types of products, there is no better way to go to market. However, times have certainly changed, and there are other ways to launch a product that doesn't involve TV. The perfect launch system can be used in many forms. And among other things that will teach you, we'll share with you how to decide the best way to take your specific product to market. Through the rest of this book, I'll take you through each step of the product launch system and share it in a way that enables you to successfully launch and/or grow product sales on your own. But we're not just giving you the theory, we're pulling back the curtain and giving you a peek under the tent to see exactly how we do it. The perfect launch system way. You'll learn how to get your campaigns to work, how to scale them effectively, and how to turn them into powerful growth engines for your business. Throughout the book, you'll also find case study summaries and insights from top business leaders featured on the Harvest Growth podcast, demonstrating how these perfect launch system principles are applied in real businesses today to accelerate growth. And should you ever need a resource to help along the way, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at harvestgrowth.com.